So lately I've been getting a lot of questions about, what I like to call it is codependency. Nobody really uses that word, but technically that's what it is. And I get a lot of inboxes, I get a lot of phone calls, text messages of people just asking me questions that relate to their relationship. And that's really what it boils down to. So I wanted to make this video to bring more light to that issue. So many people are codependent and don't even know it. And so I want to list some of the traits for you so that you can, have a better idea of what it is and be able to combat that. Now, first I want to say, if you're a good person and you have good traits, you may define yourself as an empath or just a caretaker or something like that. Nothing's wrong with that. That's fine. Doesn't stop you from being a good person because you want to help other people. What the issue is and becomes is that you cross the line of helping to the point where now you putting your own needs to the side and sacrificing your happiness to make sure that somebody else is happy. And that's where codependency comes in. So I want to just give you some of the traits. One of them is having low self-esteem. Now you may be thinking, I don't have low self-esteem. I think very highly of myself. But sometimes that can be a disguise. So while we may think that we feel, great about ourselves and highly about ourselves, we really don't unless somebody else needs us or, we have their approval. And then that's what makes us feel good. So the constant supply of that or the constant validation is what makes us feel good. If you take that away, you will see how, lonely you feel or rejected you may feel or abandoned you may feel. And that's a symptom of codependency. Another one is people pleasing. So a lot of codependents please others to the point where it drains them so much. And, we even begin to care about other people more than they even care about themselves. Well, obviously that's an issue because if we're caring for them, then who's caring for us? So, people pleasing is definitely not a good trait. It's beyond the point of just helping somebody. It can actually even turn into enabling, which is another symptom of codependency. Enabling somebody else's bad behavior, whether you make excuses and say, that's just how they are, or, they've been hurt, they've portrayed themselves as a victim and you feel sorry for them. Whatever the case may be, it should never excuse somebody's bad behavior or make you care more about them and their well-being than they do. Now, this is the big one. And this is the one that I try to teach, when I coach people, I try to teach them about this because it is so very difficult. If you've been living your entire life without having boundaries, it's so hard to create them. So what does a boundary look like? Okay, let's say somebody wants you to go somewhere with them. And you already have plans. You're in the middle of doing something. Well, a boundary would be, I'm doing something. I'm not able to go. I'm not available. Or I'll go when I'm finished. That's a boundary. But sometimes what people do is they put all of their needs and wants to the side or sacrifice whatever it is that they're doing in their time to help someone else out. And then at the end of that, they feel drained because nothing else is being poured into them. They're just constantly pouring out. And so when you have boundaries, you're able to not have that happen and let, the person know, whoever it may be, that this is what I'm willing to do and see if they can meet you halfway. So, at that point, now you're not being drained anymore. Another one is that we like to have control. I'm saying we because I was a codependent. I'm actually in recovery, so I try to help other people, recover from this as well because it is a big issue. We like to have control because we don't feel like we have control over our thoughts, our feelings, because we absorb so much energy and emotion from the people around us. So now we don't have anything left. So we're like, oh, let me control this. And a way to do that sometimes would be self-medicating. That way you can feel numb and not actually have to deal with the way that you feel from constantly giving to other people. Another thing you can do is to be a workaholic or a perfectionist. And, along with that comes anxiety, possibly depression, or even burnout. So now, you still not helping yourself. The biggest problem with being a codependent, though, is the fact that you are a target. And I really want to make that clear to people because, you know, again, I have so many people asking me questions about, I wonder if this person that I'm dealing with is like this. It could be a romantic relationship. It could be a parent. It could be a sibling. It could be a friend, you know, but they don't quite understand their behavior and the ups and downs that go along with it. No matter what they give to this person, this is the type of behavior that they're receiving back. Well, that's because when you are a codependent person, other people can see that. So whether you admit it or not, whether you know it or not, but whether you're aware or not, other people can see that. And what they do is they prey on you because they know that you're willing to sacrifice yourself to meet their needs. You are a target. Okay? I really hope that you get that because it's so common. And, you know, in a lot of my videos or my posts, I speak about narcissism. That's on one end of the spectrum. Codependency is all the way on the other side. So there's a huge gray area. It may not necessarily be a narcissist that's targeting you, but it could be a manipulator or any other person that has toxic behavior that wants to have control or gain means at someone else's expense. And that person will be you or another target that has the same traits as you. So how do we avoid this? Create boundaries. That's the very, very first thing that you have to do because it is impossible to focus on yourself if you are constantly focused on everybody around you. So once you start creating those boundaries, then you can focus on yourself. So now you can try to analyze your self-esteem, your level of control that you have in your life, why you're doing the things you're doing. Is it your actual identity or is it so you can please other people? So these are the things that I want you to look for. And hopefully you will not attract the same type of people. You will now attract someone and create a healthy relationship, a healthy attachment inside of your relationship so that you won't have this issue anymore. All right. Let me know what you think about the video. Talk to you later.